We are live on Shaggy TV for the Trackmaster Sim Series. Week number 5 at Not Oswego Speedway. I strike again. We're going to change that to the Nashville Fairgrounds. We know that's where we're at by now, I'd hope. Everyone except me, apparently. I can never remember to change this. After the previous race, I'm telling you, you give me week 8, maybe I'm going to remember, but it's going to take a while here, I'd imagine, but we're due for another good race here. Not one of the smaller fields we've had. Only 17 race cars. Excuse me. So not a huge field tonight. Not going to need to run a B main or anything like that, I wouldn't imagine. So everybody should make the race tonight. That may calm drivers down here a little bit. Can Elvis leave the building? Can he win? Christian Peterson, he had a good run going last week if you watched the recap race, but he ran out of fuel. So we'll have to see as the checkered flag waves on warm-ups. Get ready to roll in here to qualifying. Let's see who the first car is on the racetrack, and I think it's going to be the Pittsburgh, PA native, Anthony Yankello. Let's see what the 79 has to offer here. Trying to get some heat in the tires, swerving back and forth. Going down the backstretch. Going to get that good arc coming out of 4. Carry as much speed to the line as he can. And just like that, the 79's off. Here we go, lap number 1. Rolling the center of the corner through 1 and 2. Purple through sector 1 so far for the youngster. Can Anthony Yankello park this thing on the pole? He's gonna for now. First car around, 19.17. Lap number 2 for the 79 as we see, can he improve? Quicker through sector 1. Anthony finding some time. The purple just got taken by Elvis. Can Elvis park this thing on the front row? We're watching him roll off a 4. Purple, green, what's that mean? P2 for the 54. But Keith Kincaid, he takes quick time for now with an 18.52 as Brandon Elvis looks to be improving here on his second and final lap. The 54, quick time, 18.44. Good lap for Brandon Elvis. Russell Peets in the 91. His lap number 1 put him P9 with an 18.96. He's looking for a big improvement. Quicker through sector 1, final time through 3 and 4. What can the 91 do? Only going to move him up 1 spot up to P8 for the 91. Jake Sylvia in the 1. He completes lap number 2. It puts him P3 as the 71 of Christian Peterson makes his way on out. But before we follow him around, the double deuce of John Lyday. Rolling that middle line. What kind of speed can he find coming off the first lap for the double deuce? P12, 18.86. John needs a big improvement here. He's definitely going to want to find something. What can the man do? Quicker through sector 1. Needs more through 2. He found it. What's it going to look like? John Lyday, P15. CP purple sector 2. Quick time, but can Jake Griffin, can he take it over as he gets ready to cross the line? Purple through sector 1. Lost too much time in sector 2, and Jake Griffin gonna be happy with that, but gonna qualify P3 as Matt Mingo comes across for the final time. M&M rolls home P9 as 16 out of 17 drivers put in a time. Not too sure if Tanner Burge in the 35 machine is going to put in a time, but we're going to sit here and find out together. If you're out there watching, let us know who you're rooting for. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let your friends know what you're doing tonight. As we get ready here, heat race number 1. Too sure how many we're going to have here in each heat race. I'd imagine it would be 8. A 9 and an 8 do 2 heats. But hey, been wrong plenty of times. As we wait around, Justin Coleman did a 1 and done. He P4 probably could have got a little more time. Maybe got a little loose on lap 1. Or, on the beginning of lap number 2, excuse me. And once you already cross that line, there's no going back. You can't get a second attempt. Well, it looks like we probably got about 20, 30 more seconds. I'm going to mute myself, run to the fridge, grab a beverage, and stick around here, getting ready to bring you heat number 1 at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And it figures this thing advances literally right when I step out of the chair to run over, but I was committed. Starting on the inside of row number 5 in the 35, Tanner Burge. Outside of row number 4 on the high side, the 91 of Russell Peets. And to his inside, the double deuce of John Lyday. Anthony Ankello takes the 79 machine and lines up on the outside of row number 3. And to his inside, the 1-2 of the M&M, Matt Mingo. Row number 2 on the high side, the 17 of Keith Kincaid, and to his inside, the 80 of Chris Smith. Row number 1 for heat race number 1, Skyline Chassis teammates. To the outside, the 3 of JG, Jake Griffin, and starting on the pole, the 71 of CP, Christian Peterson. That's not a good one. You're telling me. Oh, okay. I guess that one will do. I could have swore I had a camera overlooking the beginning of pit road. Must not hear. The buttons don't lie unless I'm clicking the wrong one. But here we're going to get ready to go play. Let's see if this top ticker looks like. Is it going to behave with us? It is. They like this top ticker. Let's use this for the heat. Doesn't always behave, but neither do the drivers either. So we'll have to see what's in store for us here. Heat race number 1, 10-lap shootout goes by quick. Noticed how loud the cars were there when they drove by. I'm going to turn my sound down a little bit. Just let me know if I go too far down. As the pace car pulls off, the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. 10 laps to play at the Fairgrounds. Heat race number 1 underway. CP, got to go in there and make that thing wide. You don't want to give JG that run off the top shelf. He does a good job of moving him up a little bit. Playing a little nice here, and Jake giving him some room, trying to swap in behind, maybe thinking about a crossover. Doesn't have the momentum to carry that through as they're battling on. The 79 of Anthony Yankello kisses the outside wall. Anthony got the double deuce to his inside, trying to make that outside work, but right now just not enough grip up there. You see, loses the rear end as he tries to cut down, and John Lyday, let's hop on the nose of that sucker. He's on the move. Goes outside, Eminem, Matt Mingo. Can Lyday make the pass here? Plenty of time, still 7 laps to go when they cross the starter's stand. 14 turns to get the job done. Maybe go get a little more here for the double deuce. You're going to get a new set of tires, so you may as well use them if you're John Lyday. Use these things up, drive the rubber off them, and try to go run down your teammates up front, because right now CP is all by himself in that 71 Skyline chassis machine. So we go up top here. JG, he lost P2. Not sure when that happened. But Chris Smith able to get around. And now Jake running out of time to get back by. Jake not known for his slip-ups here. Gonna need to get aggressive. Gonna need to try to get on back by. Oh, man. As Keith Kincaid bounces off the wall. John Lyday able to get on by. He moves himself up into the top 4. And Anthony Yankello, we saw him taking it easy in the beginning. Now he's got that 79 rolling on the high side. Move him back on up into the top 5. Chris Smith lost touch here with CP. Can Jake try and get by here? Maybe go up and give one final run at CP. We're running out of time as they go out of 4 this time. 2 more trips around. Man, you see Kincaid, that right front was beat up pretty good on that 17 after getting in the wall. He's just trying to nurse it and bring it home. As we roll through 3 and 4, we're going to see the white flag. 1 more trip around for your leader, CP. Christian Peterson looking good out front, and depending on the invert, has a shot at a pretty good starting spot. Rolls through 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waves. CP wins heat race number 1. P2, Chris Smith, Jake Griffin 3rd, John Lyday 4th, Anthony Yankello rounds out the top 5. As we get ready here, heat race number 2. Now this is the one where the top overlay, if I'm not wrong, does not want to work or grab names. We're going to try and refresh it. Does that even help? It does not even help. So we're going to go to my old school one here. For some reason, we're not getting any pictures in that either. My apologies. But we're going to roll with this one here, heat race number 2. And well, actually, before we do that, we're going to read off the starting grid. Let's take a look at it. On the inside of row number 4, or on the outside of row 4, the 62 of John Brancasio, Mark Whitley to his inside. Row number 3, Frankie Klein and Joey LaDuce. 3rd and 4th, Matt Zaccardo, Jake Sylvia. Row number 1, Brandon Elvis, and to the outside in the 04, Justin Coleman. My apologies about that quick intro, but boy, man, when you do these all by yourself and something like that, it can give you anxiety, throw a wrench. The green flag's high, ready to fly. Heat race number 2 underway. Time to play. Man, cat got my tongue. But it doesn't have Elvis's right foot. Good run through 1 and 2. Able to get up in front and take over that lead pretty sternly as Jake Sylvia looks to the bottom. Can he find a way around Justin Coleman? Battling side by side, they touch on their way into one. Sylvia getting that thing wide. He doesn't want to run too close to the bottom. You got to be willing to, well, actually, wait, no, yeah, okay, never mind. They're hopping back and forth. I was confused. They are in the correct cars. I thought they swapped numbers for a second. It was just my overlay playing some tricks on me. Well, Justin Coleman proving to be a tough task there on the high side. Sylvia going to duck back in line. Maybe go up there, cool the tires off, try to regroup and give it one more shot here. Plenty of time, 7 laps to go. The caveman running around here in the 33, holding on to P5. Running in his own little bubble. Nobody too close behind or in front of him, but I'd like to close up that gap, and he's doing just that. Matt Sicardo in the 60. If he looks up in that rearview mirror, it's going to see the 33 getting a little bigger, lap by lap. Can the caveman go up there and put some pressure? Five laps to go as we cross the starter's stand. Will Elvis hold on to another heat race win? Or can Justin Coleman get that 04 up there and try to shake up the business? We're 4 laps to go, over halfway. As whoops, I reached up and clicked the mic button when I meant to click the change scene button. My apologies. 3 laps to go here. Brandon Elvis still out front. Looking good in that ECR 54. Look at those hands, nice and smooth. Not fighting the wheel a lot at all. And that's how you save those tires. Just slow, steady movements. It translates to speed. 2 laps to go for the 54 as Matt Sicardo tries to run down the one of Jake Sylvia, who looked like he had a quick car early on, but the run kind of stalled out, and he had to hold off here in P3 as the white flag waves. One more trip around at the fairground. Brandon Elvis, smooth as silk out front. Final time through 3 and 4. The flag man grabs the checkered flag. It waves. Heat race number 2 comes to a close. Brandon Elvis wins, followed by Justin Coleman, Jake Sylvia, and Matt Sicardo. The caveman, Whitley, Joey LaDuce, and Brian Cassio round out the field. Yeah, you see, they still didn't want to go across here. Not too sure. But we get ready here for warm-ups. I'm going to throw myself on mute. You'll get to watch what's going on here at the racetrack. But I'm going to mute the sounds as well for a little bit, because we're going to go try and find out what this invert looks like. So stick around. Got your feature action here coming in a couple minutes. Right here on Shaggy TV. Alrighty, we are back here. Warm-ups come to a close, and we're going to invert the top 7 here. So I'll try to do that math on the fly, but let's take a look here at the starting grid. Inside of row number 9, the 35 of Tanner Burge. Up in front of him, row number 8 to the outside, the 62 of John Brancassio. And to his inside, the 91 of Russell Peets. Row number 7 on the outside, the 23 of Joey LaDuce. And to his inside, the 1-2 of Eminem, Matt Mingo. Row number 6 to the high side in the 77, Mark Whitley. And to his inside, the 17 of Keith Kincaid. Row number 5 on the outside in the 33, the Caveman, Frankie Klein. And to his inside, the Steelman, Anthony Ankello. Row number 4 on the outside in the 60, Matt Zaccardo. And to his inside, Coke Can in the double deuce, John Lyday. Row number 3 on the high side in the 1, Jake Sylvia. And to his inside, JG, Jake Griffin. Oh, wait, actually, starting over. We're starting over. I told you they're inverting the top 7. So outside of row number 4, it will be Matt Zaccardo, and then we're going to take CP. Okay, so this is where I'm going to lose some enthusiasm until we get to row number 1. So CP will be starting 7th. Brandon Elvis will be starting 6th. Chris Smith, 5th. Justin Coleman, 4th, right where he's listed. Jake Griffin, 3rd. And row number 1 will be Jake Sylvia to the high side. And old Coke Can himself in the double deuce, John Lyday, going to be sitting on the pole. We'll have to see if he can hold off the rest of the field or what the double deuce is going to do here. We get ready 50 laps at the fairgrounds. And not everyone's gridded yet. Jake's going to take his jolly old time. He doesn't know that I'm starving to death and want to go eat. But you take your time here, Jake. Obviously, I mean that joking. I don't really care. I mean, I am starving. Don't get me wrong. I'm eating right after this, but care less. So who are we waiting on? So it's looking like it's only going to be a 16-car field. It's not looking like we have Tanner Burge. And everybody else seems to be in their race cars ready to go. Belts pulled tight. CP just twitching the wheel back and forth a little bit. See what Elvis is doing. Try to work some heat into it a little bit as well here. It's the double deuce, John Lyday. Move his way on up to the front. We'll see if Coke, or I guess Pepsi can. It's the correct nickname. Let's see if Pepsi can. Here can make that thing wide enough to keep it up front, or if it's gonna prove to be too much. It's gonna be go time here at with the Trackmaster Sim Series. We roll down the backstretch here for the final time. Drivers reach up, pull them belts tight. One more time here at the fairgrounds. Who you got? Let us know who you're rooting for. My money's on that 3 machine. I think JG starting in 3rd. This is his night. No disrespect to anyone else, but you put that... Oh, never mind. We're going to go around again. These boys, they wanted one more. We'll go around again here. Maybe in asphalt they do an extra one. I don't know if they extend it, what the deal is. But we're not going just yet here. It's telling us it's green up top. I don't like that either. I can make it a manual with the show button, but let's see here. As the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. 50 laps to play at the fairgrounds. John Lyday leads the field into turn number 1. Ooh, the double deuce. He loses it a little bit in the center of the corner. Just can't find the grip coming off. And Jake Sylvia taking advantage. Storms to the front here on the top shelf through 3 and 4. The double deuce gets loose again. And John Lyday's going to have to try to pick up the pieces here. Doesn't want to drive in too deep. Doesn't want to get into the inside of Jake this early. Does a good job. Licks the paws here. But here comes Shaggy's pick. JG Jake Griffin ready to strike. The 3 looking good here in the early stages. Brandon Elvis on the outside. Chris Smith thought about taking a peek, but look upstairs. CP, Christian Peterson trying to make that groove work. Can he follow Elvis on around? It looks like he's going to have some success. Got him by half a car here at the line. We fall back. You kind of see Russell Peets here in the 91, him the 77, and the 23 of Joey LaDuce kind of falling back, doing their own thing. Just racing smart here in the early stages. You got to keep that set of sneakers good for when it matters. You don't want to make the car angry, and got to think that might be what Chris Smith's doing. He finally loosens the reins here, jumps up in line, but CP not letting him float up coming out of those corners. It was only a matter of time until he made that pass. Lyday started on the poles, falling back to 4th, but is looking back, making a move here. Can he look under Justin Coleman? Justin shuts the door, not going to be able to make it stick this time around. Let's go on the nose of the double deuce. As we fall back one behind him, Brandon Elvis. Ken Elvis, he's a feature winner here with TMS. Can he find a way to get up in here? He knows. You know, you got to leave some shoe left. You got to have some rubber on that thing for the final 10, 15 laps. But at the same time, you can't leave 4 or 5 guys in between you and the leader. It's just too much to overcome. Can Elvis find a way to get around the double deuce? Anthony Ankello using that front bumper a little bit, gets into the rear end of Chris Smith. Chris pushes up the racetrack. Anthony trying to use that momentum, trying to look underneath. See advantage to Chris coming out of the corner, but Anthony with such a good drive through the center, you got to think that's eventually going to go to the 79 as long as he keeps that head down and stays smooth. Go back up here. We look at the top 5, running single file, make it top 6. Get CP here in the picture. He's going to look to the inside of Elvis, make him think he's taking a peek. Gotta get him nervous. Ooh, car's getting loose there in the background. I believe that was Zaccardo. In the 60 machine it was, but able to find that grip, reestablish himself to the inside, and now he's looking to get around Chris Smith. Jake Griffin looking to the inside here of Silvio. We got a battle for the lead. Here it didn't make it last long, decided against it, fell back in line, and may have looked up in that rearview mirror, realized that doesn't have too big of a buffer between him and that 04 of Justin Coleman, and you don't want to trap yourself down there on the bottom. You don't want to give away everything you've worked for so far. I know he started 3rd, but got the 2nd there fairly easily. A lot of traction left on those tires, and plenty of time to go to work here if you're the 3 of Jake Griffin. Lap number 15 underway as guys get so close to that front stretch wall. John Lyday making a move here, trying to put that double deuce back on the podium. You see, though, it just cost him so much time coming off the corner that now Elvis thinking about taking a shot here. The double deuce gets a little loose. He catches it, but on goes by the 71 of Christian Peterson, trying to go 2 for 1. Oh, boy, loses the rear end, keeps in the throttle, and the kid hammered down, tries to complete the move. But he can. Advantage to Elvis up top, and now the double deuce takes a peek back downstairs under his teammate in the 71. John floats up as much as he can, but as much as he doesn't want to, may have to cede that spot. Gets on the brakes, doesn't want to get into the back of his teammate, and no harm, no foul. They live to race another day. As Anthony Yankello able to get by the 60 of Zaccardo. He's moving that 79 up on towards the front. Up to P7 after starting P9. Had fallen back a little bit even. So good charge there for the 79 of Anthony Yankello as we see John Lyday not having any patience here, looking to take a peek back under the 71. Not going to be able to make it work, has to fall back in line, and just like that, Christian knows he's running out of time. He's got to make a move. He's got a teammate behind him that wants to go. So if he gets that run on the 54, look for the 71 to take it as he's all over that rear bumper. He peeks to the inside off of 4, gets oh so close to giving him a little kiss. Has to lift out, fall back in line, and you're looking at Jake Griffin, 3 cars ahead, trying to drive the same way. Just backing up the corners, looking for that run off, trying to peak as Jake, you see him take a peek low. Him and CP simultaneously fall back up in line. Back here, take a look at the 12 of Matt Mingo. Started 13th, running around 14th. Hoping to get this, maybe get a caution, re-bunch up. He's lost a little room to the other drivers, but still plenty of time to make a move if he could get a late race caution. Matt Mingo, not too sure. He may have just lost connection where he decided to pull off and quit. Matt Mingo disappeared. I don't see him on pit road. Tough break for Eminem. As we go up front, Jay Griffin trying to go to work, but just hasn't had any luck. You see he's entering in a little higher, trying to arc down in the center of the corner. Really good run off exit to try to make a move. Just not having any luck in that Skyline chassis number 3 as we're halfway home, 25 laps to go. John Lyday still all over the back of the 71 of Christian Peterson, who hasn't really had any luck working on this 54. And if you're John, you may be saying, well, CP, if you can't get by, get the hell out of the way. I'm ready to roll. I think I got a little something. So CP's going to be feeling some pressure here soon as him and Elvis closing the gap on the 04 of Justin Coleman. Coleman in the outside wall. Justin Coleman gets into the outside wall, and just like that, loses 4 spots. He's going to have to come down pit road. Something's broken on this 04, and Justin Coleman looking at a podium. Good night. That's all she wrote. Can Elvis and the Skyline boys go run down Jake Griffin and Jake Sylvia? 22 laps left to do it. Christian Peterson, he did let the double deuce around. Maybe not let him, but John got around. Let's go see if we can find this pass here. Well, we missed it live. Let's go take a look at it. So John drives in, able to get up in front of the 71 who probably thought about a crossover. But John did an amazing job there planting it on the bottom, makes that pass, moves on up the P4. Now can the double deuce go find a way around Elvis as the leaders start to approach lap traffic. Find the wood knock on it. 30 laps, green flag so far. 19 left to go here. Can we run this thing under one flag as the leaders go around lap traffic? The 62 of Brancasio gets out of the way. Not obliged to do that as far as I'm concerned. I just tell the lappers, hold their line, run what you're comfortable with. Does a good job, though, of getting up out of the way and really letting those two up front try and go at it. Jake's probably hoping, though, for a little help. Well, which Jake, you say, Shaggy? The one I picked, Griffin. He probably was hoping for a little help there from that lap car, but man, Jake Sylvia up front. Looking clean as a whistle in that one machine. Watching the laps tick down. Watching the sand drain out of the hourglass. CP loses another spot to Zaccardo. You gotta wonder what's going on with that 71. He may be saving some tires. He really starting to struggle as the double deuce looking to the inside, trying to put that thing back on the podium. Oh, they get oh so close to touching. Elvis goes up, kisses that outside wall, rubs some paint off it. Still looks straight, but the double deuce, man, he just can't complete the pass. They touch. Drive it a little in deeper, or drives it in a little deeper. They're into one. Didn't want to get into him in the center. Has to lift out. And just like that, John's going to have to shake it off, try to go back at him here in the next couple of laps. Looks up in that rearview mirror. The 60's getting a lot bigger. Zaccardo, he saved these tires. He's been on the move. Lide running out of time. 12 laps to go this time. Can he get the double deuce on the podium? Just seems like he doesn't have enough grip to complete that pass on the bottom. And well, he's maybe quicker than the 60 behind him. He can't show it. He's stuck in the train, and he doesn't get something going soon. He's going to have a dancing partner here. Matt Zaccardo ready to play in P5. JG not able to pounce like I thought he would have been able to, and just kind of hanging out. Letting the gap sit around half a second. Got to think, if he's got anything, he'd have turned it up by now. 10 laps, that's not a lot of time short track racing. And, well, let's see, 22nd laps, not even 18. I mean, this thing's done here in a couple minutes. So, Jake, if you've got anything, you got to throw it at him. And, well, let's look here at the laps. It just looks like that Sylvia, I mean, he has these last 4 laps. He's been the quickest car on the racetrack. As we watch him come in this time, quickest once again. And it looks like Jake Sylvia gonna be too tough to tame here at the fairgrounds. Still time left, still could have a hiccup. But the man has been wicked fast here tonight. Griffin, he's seen that lead extend to about 0.8 now as we see the battle heat up behind. Zaccardo looking to the inside, trying to find a way around the double deuce. Lide was able to get around Elvis, but now will he be able to hold off the 60? We're going to have 5 laps here. 10 more turns for Lide and Zaccardo. Oh, Zaccardo slopes up the track a little bit. You see Elvis, he thought about getting a big run, but had to back out when Zaccardo floated up. And now Lyday doing enough here, wedging that 60 machine down, not allowing him to get a good run. And Lyday holds on to that third and final podium spot for now. Jake Sylvia rolls down the front stretch. 3 laps to go here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Can he hold on, barring a late race caution? You gotta think the trophy's coming home with this one. Trying to find some action here. Can't really find any. Seeing guys running around single file. This is your closest battle. Can Zaccardo get a run at Lyday and take one last stab here as we roll down the backstretch through 3 and 4? Jake Sylvia sees that white flag. One more trip around the fairgrounds. No cautions here tonight. This is going to be the final flag, and it was dominated by Jake Sylvia. Got to the front early, didn't look back. He rolls off of 4. Checkered flag waves. Jake Sylvia takes home week 5 here at the fairgrounds. Jake Griffin P2. Matt Zaccardo rounds out the podium with a last lap pass from Lyday. We're going to have to go take a look at that one here and see what happened. So it looks like maybe it started a little earlier than that. Lyday gets loose. Coming to the white flag. Let's go into the aerial cam. You see him lose the rear end. Zaccardo does a wonderful job of not getting into the rear end of the double deuce. I appreciate... Oh, yeah, it was amazing. That was, Kyle. It was a really good race tonight. Guys did a good job of staying clean. John's going to wish he had about 2% more right rear, just not enough to bring home the podium. But a great run here and something that the 22 can really build on here in the weeks to come. I think he's going to be pretty happy with that one. Let's go back. Take a look here. We got anybody up in the Discord yet? We'll try to interview our top 3, starting with Matt Zaccardo. Able to get that last lap pass, and well, he's sitting down here, so let's pull the man up. Matt, you're running around those last couple laps, man. You guys were battling hard. It seemed like you just didn't have enough tire to get it done on the bottom, so you fall back in line. You just hang out, and well, the double deuce gets a little loose, man, opens the door for you, and you steal the podium at the end. How you feeling?
Oh, man, I feel great. I'm just glad we got some green flag runs, and that it was all green flag. I'm just glad we got that in, like, to see what the car actually had and we could do. I mean, that was fun. That was a blast.
Yeah, and, I mean, nothing against other drivers, but drivers like you get to show your stuff here. When you go out here, run 50 laps green flag, it's not all about what you do there in the first 25. It's about how the car runs at the end. And it looked like you were pretty quick. Did you maybe have a little too much left at the end? Could you have went a little harder in the beginning?
I probably could have. I didn't know if it was going to go green, so I wanted to save a little bit in case we had a restart. So I kind of took it easy in the beginning, and every time I'd start to catch somebody, I was just kind of riding behind them to see where they were running and see where I was going to be able to make a move. With all the marbles and the update and stuff with this, it's really hard to pass. The track's only got like a car width and a half you can run in. So like, you're on the bottom, you get in marbles. You're on the top too far, you get in the marbles. So you just kind of got to bide your time and see where everybody else is running and make something happen.
Yeah, now, if you do slip up and you get up in that marbles, I mean, about how many laps does it take to get the car back under you? 1, 2, or maybe a little more than that? I mean, what's your normal feel when you get up there?
Honestly, I think it's different depending on how many marbles there are, how much marbles there is. Like, sometimes you get up there and the tires will clean right off, and other times it feels like they're still on there for a lap or two. So really hard telling. Like, the update with that being so new, it's something different that you got to learn.
Well, hey, Matt, hell of a job tonight, man. You got to prove the long run talent you have in this 60 machine. You looked real good at the end, and who knows what happens if you get a late race caution. Maybe we're talking to you a little bit later, but great run in that 60 machine. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
I got to thank all my teammates at ZFG Esports and Flush Speed Shop, especially Kenny Zeems. He built a awesome base setup for me to use to build my sets off of for this track for this series, and it's got amazing long run speed. I'm glad we finally got to show it.
Yeah, man, you definitely did, and I'm looking forward to see what this 60 can do next week. Good luck, Matt. Congratulations on the podium, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, 10-4. Have a good one.
That's your third place finisher, Matt Sicardo. And now we're going to bring up the man who finished P2. If he unmutes himself, we've got Jake Griffin here. Jake, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy? Jake. Well, we'll give him another second. Jake, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy? All right. Well, you snooze, you lose. He wasn't down in the waiting room anyways. And now we bring up the winner here, Jake Sylvia. Jake, you got out front, man, and you never looked back. I mean, did you really even ever use up your stuff? It seemed like you were extending the gap even there in the closing laps.
Yeah. Once John made the mistake of taking that bottom, I knew what I had to do. You just got to go hard for 2 laps here, get that lead right around the outside, and just try to put at least half a second on him and let him use it up getting to you. I just sat. I mean, I ran I was in the 1.9s for a majority of that first half. Just kind of doing my thing. And the second Jake got to me, he wasn't able to do a whole lot. Just held him off and just enough to save and force him to the bottom where I would get the run off and put him back further in the rear view. And then he just stopped coming. He used up all his stuff too early on. I don't know what happened to everybody else. I'm not sure. I was kind of expecting some guys to start moving up, and it just seemed like they were in the back fooling around and racing for third. So a good race. I mean, green checkered, you can't complain there. So a lot of fun, and definitely nice to go lead flag to flag like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think, well, Jake, I can't speak for them, but I mean, maybe you could give me some insight. I mean, doing these past couple races for you guys, I mean, we've had a little caution bug, I think. And do you think maybe guys set up their car for too short of a run, not ready for the 50-lap green flags tonight?
Honestly, that's probably what happened. I haven't raced one of these at all, so I went into this just going off of a setup I had from the MRL tour when we went to New Smyrna a couple weeks back. Outside of that, I just those races are about 100 to 150 laps each race, so that's kind of what I'm used to. Distance that I set my cars up for, and I just all I did different was just take fuel out of it. Got the front end to where I liked it, and made sure that it was going to be good on the long run. And sure enough, it was. I don't think it would have changed anything if we had gotten a yellow. At least in the last half, I had so much left in the tank. That car was just on fire. Nothing else about it.
Well, Jake, man, we got a new dog in town, I think. One in pretty dominating fashion, and the boys are going to have to come up with something to come back at you next week. Great run tonight, man. That one looked fast, and can't wait to see what it does next week. But before you get out of here, brother, who you want to thank? Big win.
I just got to thank everybody who puts this thing on. You for coming out here every week and being dedicated. The whole TMSS crew putting on a good show. Only one I've been able to make so far this season. Hopefully I can get back within the next few weeks. I'd like to make that 100-lapper next week. That'd be fun. I think that would fit right into my wheelhouse. I just got to see what I can do with scheduling and everything. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, it's just a good race. I got to thank everybody out there that put on a good show with us.
Yeah, man, it was a great show. 50 laps, green flag, and you really took those boys to the woodshed because, I mean, I could tell you're being pretty modest, but that's why I asked you what you had left. I knew you had something left. You never really pushed that thing, and man, I'm excited to see when somebody does get up there, make you push that thing, how fast that one can go. Great run, Jake. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's your winner, Jake Sylvia, and I shouldn't do this. Because I'm not going to set this standard. But I'll pull him up here, even though he wasn't paying attention and ready when I tried to. I'm just saying, it's the only time I'm letting you guys get away with it. But hey, great run,
What's
Jake.
up?
And man, what happened there? It just seemed like you kind of ran out of stuff around lap 30 or so. Jake just kind of started to pull away.
Yeah, Shaggy, they forgot the water truck at home, and it just ended up in just a one-lane racetrack, and we weren't able to pass way faster than the guy. I mean, in a completely different zip code than him. He wants to act like he's setting the world on fire, but the guy's not very good. But I was nice to him tonight. We had to let him win his first night in the league. So yeah, congrats to him.
Well, I'm not going to get involved in that, but I mean, he looked pretty good tonight, held off the boys, was able to get that high line rolling. I know it's tough on the inside, but what can we do to the car, man? What can we try to set up next week if you're not starting up front? How can we get this thing to the front?
No, it's all fun and games. I don't know. We just got to start a little freer, maybe. That's really the only thing I can think of, and maybe not give them so many chances on the outside. Maybe just make one good move and be done with it.
Well, Jake, I'm going to interrupt you real quick, too, because I don't want to forget to ask you this. I asked Sylvia this as well, and, well, I mean, I forgot he hadn't run it all yet this year, so I looked like an effing idiot when I said that. But, you've been in the other ones, and we've had quite a few amount of cautions. Were you surprised? Did it maybe catch you off guard a little bit, like you guys with the setup going all 50 laps, or were you anticipating a 50-lap green flag race coming?
I mean, since we went to the hot weather, when was it, like 3 weeks ago, we really haven't had any long runs. So, and I mean, nobody really wants to, go out there and make the long runs, to make sure it's going to work out. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it was just because you really were unable to race side by side tonight. And that's most likely why it, went how it did.
Well, Jake, at the end of the day, I mean, Sylvia's not showing up every week, and we're points racing. So, this P2, that's something good.
I'm just giving him shit.
Oh,
He knows it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm saying at the end of the day, out of the guys that are running every week, you finish up front. So this is going to help you out in those points a little bit. It's a good run there for the P2, man. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
I just got to thank the boys of Skyline. Got to thank you for putting on the broadcast. You still haven't got your logo on my race car yet. So
I was about to say, I swear to God, that was coming when you were done. I swear to God.
I appreciate it.
But hey, great run, Jake. Congratulations, man. Can't wait to talk to you again, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
That's your second place finisher, Jake Griffin. And with that, we're going to wrap it up here with the Trackmaster Sim Series. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV. On behalf of all of the admins here with TMS and the owners, we thank you for tuning in. We'll be live, apparently 100 laps next week, so make sure you tune in. Give me 9:10 Eastern next week, please. It was a close call with me tonight getting off with my last one, but 100 laps next week. Tune in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show. I'm Zach Chapman. Have a good night.